Hey, Randy McKee here with Soccer 605. I'm here today with Coach Chris Derry. He's the head of the South Dakota United organization. Thanks, Coach, for being with us today.
Thanks for having me.
You know, you look around this tournament here, Coach Society just told me they had 45 teams, and I'd have to say a big portion of that are South Dakota United teams.
Yeah, we have 9 teams down here. In agreement that Coach Desai and I have, we want to support Dakota Wesleyan, not only with our players, but with our organization, come down to support their tournament, and so far it's been a fun experience.
Yeah, your teams seem to be doing pretty well. As a matter of fact, about every one of them made semis, didn't they?
They did. We have our U15 boys who are moving on to the championship, our U16 boys, and of course our 17 boys are all moving on. So, and we have at least one of our girls' teams moving on to the championship as well. So, overall, a fun weekend.
You know, there's a lot of people in South Dakota and surrounding states who've heard about South Dakota United, but maybe don't know very much about them. Can you tell us about where your club came from and where you're headed?
The club came from just an idea of talking to old coaches around the the table one night, and listened to a lot of coaches say, wouldn't it be great if we could get a collection of talent from all over the state to play together and go play some high-level tournaments? And, well, okay, let's try it. So an idea was born, and we had, since then, that's been 8 years ago, and here we are now 8 years later, and we've grown immensely. I mean, I'm amazed the response that we've got from a lot of people. There's people out there who love what we're doing. Of course, there's people out there who are going to, say a different way. But overall, we're just trying to provide as much soccer and as many opportunities as we can for kids from any town, whether it be Rapid City, Sioux Falls, but the kids from the towns like Belle Fourche and Brookings and Watertown and Pierre and everywhere else. I mean, the smaller communities have a lot of great players. We want to give them the same opportunities that the other kids have.
Well, it looks like they're taking advantage of those opportunities. Your club won an award last year for the biggest growth in the clubs.
Yep, South Dakota Soccer awarded us for clubs 200 and smaller. We had the most growth last year, which just speaks to not only our organization, but also the people who are helping to make this organization run. Our volunteers, from Sherry Post to Jeff Polkup to Booker Beaumont to Rhonda Sarda, everyone, and then the kids and families. That's your best promoters. If they're having a good time, they're going to tell people.
Well, absolutely, and you have had a lot of success for a small and fairly new club. You sent a lot of teams to regionals last year. We
did. We sent four teams to regionals last year, and all the teams did well. I mean, the results were, they put proofs in the pudding. The results were there. I mean, we just, did we come away with a lot of wins? No, but we were in every game. There wasn't a game we were blown out of. And I think that speaks volumes to the level of play that a lot of our South Dakota players have.
I keep hearing around the state where people are concerned that when a player, say, from Yankton or Sturgis or Belle Fourche comes and joins South Dakota United, that they can't go back and play in their hometown team. Is that correct?
Absolutely not. We have an open door policy, and we tell all the organizations we work with, you need players, let us know. I mean, we want these players to come play with South Dakota United, but at the same time, they gotta play with their local organizations as well, and we do nothing but try to help, make that happen for them. And a lot of the organizations, when they call us and say, hey, can Joe Blow play this weekend? Absolutely. Do you need any more players? And then we just send it out the email to the age-specific team, and 9 times out of 10, more of our guys want to go play with that team. So not only are we having the players play with their organization, but we're also bringing in other players to help bolster that team.
Well, that's not like the other clubs do it.
I can't, I don't know how everyone else is doing it, but that's how we're going to do it. And, we're here to provide more soccer. We're here to provide an opportunity. And, if it, how everyone else is doing it, I don't know, but that's how we're going to do it and how we're going to continue to do it.
I was at a table a couple weeks ago with a few other coaches, and one of the things that they were not really complaining about, but one of the things they were talking about was not having enough training. But what are you guys doing for training around the state for your players?
Training is held a little differently than most organizations do it. I mean, most organizations have their teams train together once, twice a week, monthly. South Dakota United is built more on a a different philosophy of we're going to build the individual player during the month, and then we'll bring them in once a month, and we'll train 5 or 6 times in a weekend, and we'll work on our team tactics. But during the rest of the month, once, twice a week, 3 times a week in some areas, it's whatever the players want. They can show up. We have facilities in Watertown set up. We have facilities in Pierce set up. We have facilities out west set up. We have facilities in Sioux Falls set up. And the players come in, they train with a coach. They work on their individual skill development twice a week. And after they get done with that, they come in, they train with their teams. So in reality, training, they're getting a lot of it.
Well, that's great because they're probably going to need it. You guys got all your teams in Midwest Region League this year.
We do. We took a big leap this year, almost a leap of faith. We have all of our teams except for our U19 boys and our U14 boys playing in the Midwest Regional League. So our 15, 16, 17, 18 boys and our 15 girls. And their schedules are out. They're traveling all over the place. And we took a little bit of a leap of faith this year because we wanted to see, all right, let's go up against the region's best and see what we got. And so we're going to, test the waters, see how it works out, see how we match up, and can we challenge these bigger clubs, and can we hold our own in that what's considered the best league in the nation?
Well, only time will tell. If they carry on like they did at regionals last year, you should see some real improvement.
I hope so. I think with the coaches that we have, and the players that we have, and the families that we have, everyone wants to strive for the common goal, and the common goal is to get better. The only way you get better is by playing the best, and you got to play the best. You got to play in that Midwest Regional League, and that's what we're trying. And we're going to see how it works. And thus far, schedule-wise, I'm really impressed with how the league is going to work out for our teams. I mean, the best part about it is I see a lot of games happening here in South Dakota for the Midwest Regional League. Sioux Falls is hosting a bunch. I know we're hosting some in Brookings, and we're even getting some games in Pierre, which is unheard of. So I'm excited as all get out that there's going to be a lot of Midwest Regional League games, the best competition in Region 2, and they're going to be playing in Sioux Falls, Brookings, and Pierre. What more could you ask for?
Boy, people need to come look out for that. I mean, that's something to come see some of these top teams. So you'll probably have those dates posted on your website, right?
Absolutely.
You had a real rare treat this year having one of your boys go Division I, which is pretty rare for South Dakota.
I did. John Rona got recruited and is playing for Detroit Mercy. And Rona is a heck of a kid. Has a great support system in his family, is a hard worker, and nothing but the utmost respect for that young man. And he's one of 18 on our Juventus team, but he's taken it upon himself. His family has put in the time and the money to get him to all these big colleges to try out and gone to their camps, and we've guested him out to play with teams like Scott Gallagher and Lou Foose and those guys, and he's just the epitome of a kid who has the desire to want to be the best. And I'm proud to say we're sending him on, and it's not so much what we did to help him, but it's what he did to help himself. And I'm proud of him.
Well, you see some of the comments John makes, and he attributes a lot of his success to you and to South Dakota United.
Well, that's John being John. The bottom line is us as coaches and us as organizations, we can only do so much. The players and the families have to do a lot, and his family did, and that kid did a lot. I mean, he put out YouTube videos of himself. He made his recruiting videos. I may have given him a little bit of guidance here and there, but he did it all himself. So, he did a great job. I mean, and on the girls' side, let's not forget, we also sent on Katie McNeary, who's played for us last year and is going to SDSU, another Division I school. So we've got some kids. Katie came up through Aberdeen, played for Coach Askey and Coach Kim and them up there, and we had the privilege of having her on our team for 1 year, and I know for her as well, she's going to do great things at Division I level.
Well, they got a good program, and not only just to mention those two, you've got kids going to a lot of kids going to D2 schools, a lot of kids coming here to Dakota Wesleyan. So really almost most of your graduating seniors have found a soccer home somewhere.
They have. I mean, from Michael Hardwick, who's going to Dakota Wesleyan, Tyson and Travis Moody going to Dakota Wesleyan, Miranda Ehrenfried, Allie Blow going to Dakota Wesleyan. I mean, Dakota Wesleyan took advantage of a lot of our kids around here, which is awesome. I mean, they're getting an opportunity to play the game they love and get a college degree. Cameron Hager, who I believe is going to be signing with U of Mary. And several of our other kids haven't signed their letters yet, but I know we've got kids who are going to be going to schools over in Minnesota. I know we got a couple kids who are looking at Gustavus, University of Sioux Falls. I mean, we've got kids going everywhere, and that's not only a feather in the cap for me and for our coaches, but a feather in the cap for those kids and the organizations that also brought them up. I mean, RCYSL, Rushmore Soccer Club, Oahe SC, CASA, Northern Blast. All the local organizations have fostered these kids through their U6, U8, U10 programs. We're just the lucky ones to help them get that final push over. And what more could you say? But congrats to those kids.
Well, fantastic work there, and you probably have some announcements coming up in terms of what's going to happen with your club in the next year in terms of more growth.
Yeah, we're looking forward to this year with what we're putting out with our outreach programs, and working with smaller organizations, putting on some weekend camps, which you've already gone and done one. We're doing everything we can to foster more soccer for everyone, and that's what we're all about.
Well, Coach, thanks very much for your time, and really appreciate it, and congratulations on all the success your club's having, and I'm sure we'll be talking to you down the road.
Sounds good. Thanks, Coach.